Hey there guys, my name is Reegareth and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a few things that I've changed in the Zeldacraft project. Now, I'm going to be doing this for pretty much every build in the future. I decided it's probably the best way of doing it. So as you can see here, we're taking a look at the Deku tree, which has no leaves on it, or had no leaves on it just a second ago. And I'm actually going to rebuild it for you guys in a time-lapse video. I'm going to be doing this for pretty much everything in the future. I feel like it's a much more interactive way of showing you guys how I'm working on the project, and I feel like it's a much better kind of update video than what I was doing in the past, which was just posting, you know, me flying around the map and actually just showing you in-game with live commentary how things were going. So, yeah, I'm just gonna walk you through what I decided to do here, walk you through the changes that I've added to the maps, and tell you why I'm doing the things that I am doing. So with the Deku tree, right now what I'm actually doing is I'm adding wood logs with the sear tool with the world edit, with a radius of 1 to be the limbs of the Deku tree. I figured that they looked kind of good. They're easy to add. It makes the process a lot quicker for me. This whole update to the Deku tree only took me about 40 minutes to complete, so it wasn't too bad. And the leaves that I chose to add are the jungle leaves, and I chose those because they're kind of thicker. I wanted the Deku tree to be more, you know, thick, so you couldn't see through it too well, because it is supposed to be, you know, a huge tree full of leaves and all sorts of stuff, so you can't see through it too well. So I figured that the jungle leaves would really take care of that a lot better. And I also kind of went for a kind of plain type of leaf format. So each of the leaves are just these cylinders that I kind of centered around the branches of the tree. And the more cylinders I add, the more natural it looks. It won't be kind of just like a few big flat planes. There's definitely going to be a lot of different levels of leaves, and some of them, as you can see right there, I added some to be a lot thicker than others, so they would appear to be kind of big formations instead of just really flat, kind of two-dimensional areas of leaf. So that was pretty much it. I figured that this was actually good enough. It covers the inner workings of the Deku tree, which you can see at the beginning of this clip. And I'm just going to do a quick little flyby here to show you how it looks. As you can see, it's very good looking from outside the area. This is, of course, actually time-lapsed. I decided to do that to make the video smoother because for some reason or another, the recorder I was using is very laggy. This is actually an in-game recorder. I might do a tutorial on this later. So I'm not using traps, I'm not using any sort of out-of-game program. This is actually a mod that's recording this right now. So as you can see, that's the new Deku tree. It's very thick, and it's a much more natural look. It got rid of all the little blocks that I had to add before to stop leaf decay, and so I really feel like it turned out well. It looks more like a tree than an afro, and that's really all I have for the Deku tree for now. So let's go ahead and move on to Lon Lon Ranch. Alrighty guys, so now let's move on to the Lon Lon Ranch. So I decided to do a lot of changes to this. This one actually took me, I would say, approximately an hour and a half. I should think about actually adding a kind of like a clock to the recording to show you guys how long it actually takes me. So, there's a few things I decided to do with Lon Lon Ranch, and they're not really too big. One of them, as you can see later on in the video, I decided to add a lot of grass to the actual Lon Lon field, and I changed a few things like that. I took a few liberal decisions with how the border around Lon Lon Ranch would actually look. I didn't go as true to in-game as possible, like I did with the borders of Hyrule Field. I don't know if you guys knew this, and I never really explained it to you guys, but I actually, for the borders of Hyrule Field, I got a copy of the actual world, like a 3D model of Hyrule Field, you know, exact copy of what was in-game, and I basically put an overlay over one of my screens and drew the lines exactly as they are in the actual game. So Hyrule Field is pretty much to scale how it is in the game. Maybe not to scale. I couldn't really figure out how big it should be, or big or small, so I chose something that I thought was as close as possible. But yeah. So let's talk about what I'm actually doing right now. So I am, as you can see kind of in the bottom left-hand corner there, I'm adding dirt that will give me kind of a reference point to where the actual entrance to Lon Lon Ranch is going to start. So that's basically where the ramp is going to stop, because as you can see, Lon Lon Ranch is quite a lot higher than the ground at the moment. And so that's where it's going to start. There's also going to be, and you'll see it later in the video, a big ring around Lon Lon Ranch. It won't be quite as high as it, but it'll be kind of like a retaining wall that'll host all the trees and stuff and the terrain that goes around Lon Lon Ranch, which will be flattened out, and it won't look too bad in game. It's obviously Minecraft, so it doesn't have to look perfect. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually working on the house. I don't know if you guys can actually see it. There are paintings on all the walls, which you'll be able to see later in the video, but at this distance they don't actually spawn in. So I updated the house to kind of look more like the 3D look that I added to the market area. And at the moment I'm kind of focusing on details. But now I'm actually going to move on to the walls around Lon Lon Ranch, and I'll just let you guys watch that. Oh, one more thing to note is I decided to add a few walkways. You can see me adding them right now to the barn area in the back right corner, and a walkway going from the horse track all the way to the house at the beginning of the ranch. Now, as you can see, here's me adding the little walls, the retaining walls around, and using the fill command with grass to put grass into the wall that I added. This doesn't actually go all the way around. I'll be doing the rest of it later in the video, and it gives it kind of a I don't know, a variant look. I don't know what to call it, but yeah, I'll also be, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but as you can see in the corners of the bottoms of the walls there, yeah, there you go, I just fixed it. There was actually dirt and stuff, so I cleaned that up. I made everything so that if you did want to get outside the map and you wanted to kind of break the rules a little bit and not play the map as it's supposed to be played, I made it so that it would still actually look good. It wouldn't be absolutely horrible looking, especially in Hyrule Field, because it's one of the most traveled areas in the game. I don't know, I can't say that will be true about all the other areas, but for Hyrule Field I will definitely be paying the utmost attention to detail so that it looks as good as possible, since it is the most traveled area. So as you can see, I'm adding the little retaining walls and using the stack command to raise them up. After I'm done raising them, I will use the fill command to add dirt and grass to them. There we go. So I'm going to fill that right up with dirt and grass, and get rid of this little error that I made with the stacker. And then now I'm going to go ahead and add the trees around the edges of the little retaining wall area, and this will give it kind of a nice little finished look. It will make it so that it doesn't look completely out of place with just the big random walls. It'll kind of hide the ranch a little bit from view, and it'll give it a much more natural look. So that pretty much finishes up for what I have recording. Unfortunately, the footage is going to cut off because I do have an error and I was not able to record it. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see y'all next time for some more time-lapse and updates videos. So yeah, see you guys next time.